or alarming thing that you uncovered in your 9-month investigation?
I think it was the level of systematic, intentional effort to shield from the village trustees and the public what the true financial state of the village was. I mean, we see in Mayor Henyard and her key people in her administration just this reckless disregard for governmental norms, spending on whatever she wanted without seeking any kind of budgetary approval, without looking to see whether or not the spending aligned with the budget, just doing whatever she wanted as if she was all powerful and had no accountability to anyone.
You mentioned Thornton Township and similar issues happening there. How concerned should residents in those 17 communities be about this?
I think they should be very concerned. Look, we only saw a little tip of the iceberg of what was happening in Thornton Township, but all the things that we saw suggested that the same kind of disregard for any kind of fiscal fiduciary responsibility, spending in excess, was happening in Thornton Township, but at an elevated level because it's a bigger budget. What we also saw was, lots of people having credit cards in their own name and spending it on a range of things that, if I were in Thornton Township government, I'd want to know, were these legitimate government purposes or not? I think there's a lot of questions that remain for what's happening in Thornton Township, that hopefully, now that the government is back up and running, somebody will say, we need to have some oversight over this.
You also brought up her boyfriend, Small Woods, the position he holds in that was possibly he may not be qualified to hold that position?
Well, we have no idea because his personnel file had about 2 pieces of paper in it, and it was mostly the paperwork to get him paid. There was no resume, no background information, no letters of reference, so one doesn't know whether or not he's actually qualified to hold the job that he was given at taxpayer expense.
So residents have been asking lawmakers to step in, look at this for years. I've seen the letters.
Yes.
It's been going on. They've tried everyone. Why is no one paying attention to what is happening in Dalton?
Well, let me say this. Yes, the residents of Dalton, as well as the elected officials there, have been asking for help at every level of government, state level, county level, and frankly, the U.S. Attorney's Office, the State's Attorney's Office, and most have not responded or turned a deaf ear to what's going on in Dalton, which is unfortunate because a lot of this stuff that we've uncovered could have been uncovered years ago had there been a consistent look at what was happening there. It didn't have to get this far for so many years, but those are questions that those other elected officials, I think, are going to have to answer. But what I will also say is what's happening in Dalton is not unique, unfortunately. There is issues across the Southland. And I know that because over the course of our work in Dalton, I've heard from elected officials in other Southland municipalities, other stakeholders down there who have told a tale of lack of transparency around finances, excessive spending, travel, and so forth that's happening in municipality after municipality. And they too are being shut out from getting access to information that they're entitled to as elected officials, and the public is being shut out through FOIA and otherwise. This is not a problem that is unique to Dalton, sadly. So I think hopefully this is a wake-up call for those other municipal leaders, that eventually the pendulum is going to swing in your direction and that they really need to clean up their act. But it's going to take people standing up and demanding more, certainly going to the polls and voting, but also consistently being their own watchdog of what's happening in their towns or village, and making sure that there's a light that's shined on the activities of these governments so that people don't enrich themselves or squander precious taxpayer dollars that aren't done and used in the benefit of residents in those municipalities.
With that in mind, in the other communities that this may be happening in, would you continue, or would you do an investigation like this in another Southland community?
Well, I'm in discussions with some of those communities, and we'll see how things transpire. Certainly, I've had a lot of conversations and offered support and advice. We'll see whether or not I get involved again in another place. But I just think that there's a better way to do business. And look, I would also just say, as a black woman raised at a time when black people having any positions of power were such a rarity, my parents taught me you got to represent not only just your family but your community. And to see elected officials who are the same race as the people in their towns doing this to them, it hurts my heart. I mean, it really does. That was frankly a big motivating factor for me to get involved in Dalton. We can and do better. We have plenty of great examples across the country of black leadership that is excellent and doing things the right way. But it's harmful to everything that we stand for when we see this kind of conduct happening that's happening in Dalton.
Excuse me, my bad, got a little distracted. All right, so, man, there's so much. I didn't want to say nothing, but I really didn't like how you disrespected the newly elected trustee. But what I want to say is it's clear that you got questionable spending habits, you got a failed business venture, your restaurant was deemed nasty, and it's proven while you talking about her education, we can't even verify yours. But since you sold for women, I really already knew by the way you handled Fania. But for you to sit up here and disparage that woman after giving her that fake ass congratulations in the beginning because you thought she was going to get what you wanted. Here's the thing. I want to educate you. Stephanie Wiedemann is a 20-year employee, and ain't none of her business ventures ever failed. On top of that, she serves as a chief of staff, and she didn't fuck her way to the top. She's efficient in budgets and don't hide her deeds. She's efficient in organization. She served as a temporary interim executive director for the Dalton Park District until she stepped aside to help her daughter become something you'll never be, which is a married woman. And her daughter moved away to Texas, and when her daughter moved away to Texas, she went to help her daughter, but I done heard about 4 or 5 people tell me how they had to take care of yours. And so now you've been a half-ass mayor. But if you wanted to get up here and earn some respect, then you should have been able to respond to Lori Light, your black ass, for Stephanie to be the new member of Homage. So all those in favor say, all those against it, say nay. All those in favor say aye. You gone, bitch.
Go out. That ain't right. You kicked the man while he was on the ground. What kind of guy he is? What kind of goon he is? Kick the man while he on the ground. Y'all go out. Everybody go out. Go out. Go out. All you niggas home. All you niggas home. I better not touch me.
I'm in second place and you passed me, what place are you in?
First.
First place.
Yes.
I'm in second place and you passed me. Well, how would you be in first place?
Because I passed you. I passed you, so I'm in first.
I'm in second place, though.
Congratulations. Now I'm in first because I passed you. I passed you. Are we running? Are we driving? It doesn't matter. I passed you. I'm in first.
Hey, peace, salute, good morning, everybody. Ants Morning Rant in the building. Hey, I want to remind everybody, make sure you guys like, share, subscribe. We're going to get right into it. The super mayor then got into a super fight. They say she lost her wig and all types of other shit. We about to get into it, but I think it's kind of amazing, right? That this shit happened the same day when Lori Lightfoot kind of uncovered some shit regarding its damn investigation. So, if you guys have been following, this channel and of course a bunch of other channels on social media, a lot of folks have been covering this story, and this shit is like a soap opera. Whatever the hell is going on in the village of Dalton, as well as Thornton Township, we got supervisor, super mayor Tiffany Henyard. It's millions of fucking dollars that they're in debt. They done went from a surplus to a deficit under this chick's reign of tyranny. That's what we're going to call it. That's what everybody else is calling it. I've already pretty much given my take on things. I don't believe that this woman is acting alone at all. I don't think the corruption is something new, for the for the citizens of Thornton. You know what I'm saying? I really don't. I think that this is something that has been going on for a while. You know what I'm saying? And it's probably going to keep going on even after they're rid of her. You know what I'm saying? It seems like I actually pulled up some old footage of some of their meetings when she was just a trustee before she was the mayor, when there was an original mayor, and things really didn't look too different except for the fact that they're in debt now. But for the most part, it was a lot of just finger pointing. Everything's always somebody else's fault. Nobody ever wants to take any type of accountability for anything out there. Nobody wants to be held accountable. The buck is always getting passed. It's just kind of the way they're doing things. So without further ado, let's just get into it. I'm going to show this entire brawl or whatever in its entirety right now. So let's go.
Excuse me, my bad, got a little distracted. Alright, so man, there's so much I didn't want to say nothing, but I really didn't like how you disrespected the newly elected trustee. So what I want to say is it's clear that you got questionable spending habits, you got a failed business venture, your restaurant was deemed nasty, and it's proven while you talking about her education, we can't even verify yours. But since you sold for women, I really already knew by the way you handled Fania. But for you to sit up here and disparage that woman after giving her that fake ass congratulations in the beginning because you thought she was going to get what you wanted. Here's the thing. I want to educate you. Stephanie Wiedemann is a 20-year employee and ain't none of her business ventures ever failed. On top of that, she serves as a chief of staff and she didn't fuck her way to the top. She's efficient in budgets and don't hide her deeds. She's efficient in organization. She served as a temporary interim executive director for the Dalton Park District until she stepped aside to help her daughter become something you'll never be, which is a married woman. And her daughter moved away to Texas, and when her daughter moved away to Texas, she went to help her daughter, but I done heard about 4 or 5 people tell me how they had to take care of yours. And so now you've been a half-ass mayor. But if you wanted to get up here and earn some respect, then you should have been able to respond to Lori Light, your black ass, for Stephanie to be the new member of Homage. So all those in favor say, all those against it, say nay. All those in favor say aye. You gone, bitch.
Dude said, "You gone, bitch." And then all hell breaks loose on the motherfucking flow, man. And if y'all want to see these things in their entirety, I know the Lansing Journal usually has the entire meeting. Yeah, it went the fuck down right here. You know what I'm saying? Now, granted, somebody just said Hood was like that. The read though, like that looked like some YouTube shit when a motherfucker just click the link, run up, and just read a motherfucker before, you know what I'm saying, while they backstage or they in the chat or some shit like that, motherfucker just go off. Like, this is some nigga shit. Like, let's just keep it, this is some nigga shit at the board meetings and trustee meetings and shit in Dalton. This is wild. All hell hath broken loose. Now you see that that golden horse's ass just swaying all in the wind. That's Mayor Henyard. that's Mayor Henyard going back and forth. You know what I'm saying? You just see that shit just hey. Look at this Island TV getting knocked off the motherfucking wall and shit.
That ain't right. Y'all women go out. That ain't right. You kicked the man while he was on the ground.
Damn right. Hey, they kicked that motherfucker while he was on the ground, and this shit got wild. I'm gonna show you the clips. They got old boy on the news and shit talking about, yeah, man, I lost a tooth, but that was just my veneer. That shit just kind of popped out. I didn't lose it in the fight. You know, but it's wild, man. Now keep in mind, she did have $1 million security detail up until about 6 months ago or something. She had a police detail, and you can see where she ain't have no security this time, or at least not good security.
What kind of goon he is? Bitch, take the man while he on the ground. Y'all go out. Everybody go out. You need to go out. You need to go out. All you niggas home. All you niggas home. I better not catch niggas. All niggas outside.
You got motherfuckers jumping up on tables and shit, knocking damn television, you know what I'm saying, mounted TVs off the wall and shit. Yo, these motherfuckers are wilding the fuck out. Now, granted, a lot of people would say this is because people are just kind of pissed about what's going on in Thornton. I believe it's the social media aspect of shit, man. People just kind of want to get their motherfucking moment, man. That's one of the reasons why you see full-fledged fist fights breaking the fuck out at damn town meetings. Like, really? Like, really? Come on. At the end of the day, as interesting and as entertaining as this shit is, um, it is embarrassing. Now, I'm not a citizen of Thornton, you know, or Dalton, the village of Dalton. But if I were, this would be some embarrassing shit. Because even if you got disagreements or whatever as far as politics and shit like that, there's really no excuse for this type of shit to go down. Under no circumstances. This type of shit cannot go down. This is really just like for real. Let's just keep it real. This shit is embarrassing. Yeah, it's gonna bring in clicks, it's gonna bring in views and all of that other shit. But to show that adults that are not just supposed to be in a position of power, but just the positions of leadership. You know, this is a town meeting. Like, you're supposed to be able to come up there, say what you got to say. People are supposed to be able to take the points, whatever. City officials, political appointees and shit are supposed to be able to get out their agenda. People are able to agree, disagree, whatever, voice their shit. But for this to happen, for this right here to happen, and all of this shit is televised, this ain't nothing to be proud of. If you are a part of this shit at all, you should be extremely embarrassed. I'm just keeping it 100. And at the end of the day, you're gonna have to blame this shit on the mayor. The mayor, Mayor Tiffany Henyard, and I don't give a shit who she tries to pass the buck to or any of that shit. This shit is only made possible because she has decided to make herself a public fucking spectacle. She decided to go on Roland Martin, put her foot in her fucking mouth. She decided to come up and just spit out a bunch of fucking hard ass word salad every time she gets questioned about some shit, instead of just keeping her mouth shut and allowing her lawyers to speak for her and just doing her fucking job. She's been on here trying to become some kind of social media personality, and I'm the super mayor and all of that shit. So all of these odds, and on top of that, she didn't just resign. With all this shit going down, like, why not just resign? I can understand why you keep the supervisor job, because that's the one that pays you the $250,000. That actually pays a lot more than the mayor's job. So I get it. It's like, okay, y'all just gonna have to get rid of me in that spot. But as far as this is concerned, when you're the mayor of the village of Dalton, nah, you got to resign once you become a public spectacle like that. Once the attention becomes, once the attention comes to you, as opposed to the needs of the people that you were elected to represent, that's it. You can no longer be effective at your job. Like, you got to understand that shit. So that's why they say absolute power corrupts absolutely. I personally believe that this chick is so enamored and so consumed by the attention even though it's pretty much 95% negative, or more than that, 99% negative. She's just so consumed by it. She really thinks she's living in some fucking scripted movie, and there's about to be some arc where she wins at the end. When it's like, nah, you just gonna be some fucking made-for-TV movie where that shit ends with some captions. Okay? Captions. Yeah, she was sentenced to 36 months of hard labor, rehabilitation and shit, and indicted on X amount of counts of fucking corruption, money laundering, perjury, all types of other shit, allegedly. That's likely how this movie's going to end. Badly. And I'm going to say it again. I don't believe that this woman acts alone with any of this shit when it comes to the negligence regarding that money that's getting spent, all of them trips, all of the extra security detail, all of the reasons for spending all of this fucking money. There's a bunch of people helping her spend that goddamn money. But as the mayor and the most animated personality you got on there, that's just what the fuck is going to happen. You're about to take all of the blame for this shit. 99% of it. These other people, not only are they just going to be footnotes in those big ass captions that cover the screen in your American Greed episode, but more than likely they'll be on the list of fucking witnesses for the prosecution against your ass. They're all gonna cut deals to roll on you and say that your fucking 2-digit IQ having ass was the mastermind behind all of this shit. And this stupid motherfucker that they elected mayor, let's just keep it 100, is so stuck on the attention that she's fucking getting, she really thinks that she's more than that. You know what I'm saying? Just a tool to funnel money into their own damn pockets, an scapegoat / patsy when the feds come in. What's up, Joe? What I'm saying, shit ain't even over. You think I rewound this shit? That's why that's why I just let that shit run. Shit just popped off again. These motherfuckers like, fuck it, whatever, let's go. What up, Miss Polly? How you doing? Good morning. Like, yeah, this is some embarrassing shit, Ebony. Yo, this is some embarrassing shit. I'm just being 100. Even if you pissed off, it's whatever. This is a fucking city board meeting. You got issues and gripes with the mayor. Like, granted, even though old boy said some cold shit, he said some cold, harsh shit. Yo, he had the right to do it. You know, he had the microphone. He said that shit uninterrupted. They gave the ad libs and shit in the crowd. It is what it is. You know, but for a fight to break it, like, bro, they rushed that motherfucker. Like, them words hurt a bitch so bad that they were like, fuck that, we fighting. Right now, we don't give a fuck that the cops are here, all of the fucking cameras. We already know this shit has become a global spectacle at this damn point. but the shit goes down. Isn't it? That's what I'm saying. I know people gonna be like, yo, they was turned up. I'm like, it turned up, man. This shit was fucking embarrassing as fuck, man. I don't even stay there and I'm embarrassed. Trust me, I wanted to report on this shit yesterday. I saw the shit when it happened. And I'm like, man, come on, man. This shit is just embarrassing. Like, just embarrassing. And this is what tells you this chick needs to resign. I don't even care about, well, I mean, of course, the missing money, you can't, and it's not even just missing money, it's just poorly spent money, because I'm sure you can account for it. But at the same time, when shit like this just happens, just because you're there, like just because you're there and you made a public spectacle of yourself, this is the state of Illinois. You gotta stop, you gotta step down. You know? Fight your innocence in court. But this has affected the city. This has affected the people that you're supposed to represent. You cannot govern effectively when you have this much attention on you and not the needs of your people. You too busy trying to either maintain an image, stay the fuck out of prison, protect people around you, or all of the above. Where do the needs of the people even fit in there? And that's what shows you somebody like this is not supposed to even be in office, because you can't govern effectively. If you truly put the needs of the people first, you would resign. She would have resigned yesterday morning by noon. And when they ask, is this an admission? Is this a admission of guilt? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I will fight. I will fight any charges, allegations against me, tooth and nail. But one thing I will not do is suppress the voices and needs of the people that I was elected to represent, because things have become publicly chaotic. You know, to use a bunch of 3-syllable fucking words in there that just fit. Like, it's pretty simple. Now it's time to be a politician. Do shit the right way. So I don't feel bad about what happens to this chick, man. I really don't. And that's whether she acted alone or not. Because somebody mentioned that in the chat. Yo, yeah, Irby, she's the mayor. You can't blame nobody. Even if it were some other people that did some fucked up shit. Hey, you're the mayor. You know? And then on the other side, she's the supervisor. She's supposed to be supervising all types of shit. One of the biggest gripes that they had, one of the biggest issues that they had, was when they were trying to do audits and shit, and they couldn't find out, like, all of this money that's getting spent in these random places, all of this money that's getting spent, they can't seem to figure it out. Because all of these different departments with all of these different department heads and people there, everybody seems to like have their own goddamn credit card with their name on it. And all types of shit is just getting charged all over the fucking place. So the remedy was to get rid of everybody's personal credit card and just put it all in the name of the supervisor, since you're the supervisor. And we paying you $250,000 a year to know what the fuck is going on. She was pissed. I showed that on this channel. I'm not even going to pull that shit. I got so much footage on this chick. It doesn't even make sense to show that. She was pissed. No, that's not right. Whatever. It's like, okay, you want to be the supervisor, but when people are holding you accountable for supervising what the fuck is going on, now you got a problem. The problem doesn't come until people demand that she does the job that she was elected to do. You got to step down. And granted, this is not new for this city. Before she was even in office, they were pointing fingers and all of that other shit. I always say, more often than not, when you see situations like this is not, it looks like that's the problem. Nah, that's a symptom of a larger problem. You know? And this is the take you're not going to get. Everybody else is going to sit there and talk about this fucking chick as if she's the mastermind to some multi-million-dollar fucking money laundering scheme. Get the fuck out of here. These people have been fucking off money and neglecting the needs of the people for years, long before her. It's just a lot of them weren't as damn flamboyant and didn't just murk the entire damn budget with no impunity. You know? They just skimmed. She just ate whatever, and everybody else just ate too. Fuck it. You know, you give her some security, a couple of trips, some new wigs. Make sure the entourage is fresh. The fuck? She don't want no more than that. She don't even pay attention to where the mother millions and shit are going. That's what I'm saying. $40,000 in Amazon. I guarantee you she has no clue what any of that shit was spent on. But she's supposed to be the supervisor. And she gonna take all the heat for this shit. You know? Goddamn shame, man. And you also got to put that on the people, because there's no way in hell anybody that damn stupid should be. And I'm sorry, I got to say that shit at this point. That damn stupid that you can allow yourself to be used like this, man. You can't even allow this. Listen to what Lori Lightfoot got to say. Hey, and that's a fact. Shout out to Random Chat Ninja. You know what I'm saying? Says Illinois has always been corrupt, so it sits. I'm sorry. Yeah. So it sits counties follow suit. All the surrounding towns been playing dirty. You know, do your homework on Harvey, Riverdale, etc. Nah, hey, bro, that's a fact. Random Chat Ninja, that's a fact, and people have been busted for it. They actually went a little deeper into the lobbying, the representing fucking lawyers and attorneys and shit. You know, they did a lot. They did a lot. And now Lori Lightfoot's quote unquote investigation, if I'm not mistaken, this actually cost the city, the village, not the village of Dalton, but the Thornton Township. This cost them about $40,000 and counting for her to come up with some of the most basic of shit. But I get it. They probably would have had to pay just about any other lawyer that conducts an independent investigation. They probably would have had to pay an hourly rate, kind of on par with Lori Lightfoot's, compared to, yeah, I'm sorry, when doing an investigation like this. But it's just fucked up that a city that's already in a hole, like, I think they're like a $2 million deficit or some shit. It's don't quote me on that total. I done lost count. But they went from like a $5 million surplus, $5 or $6 million surplus, to like a $3 million deficit all during her tenure. It's fucked up. But for them to be in a deficit like this and then have to pay this chick right here 40 grand just to tell you that your mayor, your supervisor, is just fucking shit up, which you already knew anyway. That's why you hired this damn person. I mean, I get it. You need it on paper legally, but god damn, bro, that is a shame. That's why it's just time to step down. It's just time to step down. And I don't even know what. Damn, I get it. We all got some kind of pride, some level of pride, but at some point You got to understand who and what the fuck you are. At this point, you're a politician. It's time to step down.
Investigation.
I think it was the level of systematic, intentional effort to shield from the village trustees and the public what the true financial state of the village was. I mean, we see in Mayor Henyard and her key people in her administration just this reckless disregard for governmental norms, spending on whatever she wanted without seeking any kind of budgetary approval, without looking to see whether or not the spending aligned with the budget, just doing whatever she wanted as if she was all powerful and had no accountability to anyone.
You mentioned Thornton Township
Mm-hmm.
and some similar issues
Mm-hmm.
happening there. How concerned should residents in those 17 communities be about this?
I think they should be very concerned. Look, we only saw a little tip of the iceberg of what was happening in Thornton Township, but all the things that we saw suggested that the same kind of disregard for any kind of fiscal fiduciary responsibility, spending in excess, was happening in Thornton Township, but at an elevated level because it's a bigger budget. What we also saw was, lots of people having credit cards in their own name and spending it on a range of things that, if I were in Thornton Township government, I'd want to know, were these legitimate government purposes or not? I think there's a lot of questions that remain for what's happening in Thornton Township that hopefully, now that the government is back up and running, somebody will say, we need to have some oversight over this.
You also brought up her boyfriend.
No shit. Like, bro, 40 grand and still counting? Like, come on. No shit.
Kamal Woods in the position he holds, and that was possibly he may not be qualified to hold that position?
Well, we have no idea because his personnel file had about 2 pieces of paper in it, and it was mostly the paperwork to get him paid. There was no resume, no background information, no letters of reference. So one doesn't know whether or not he's actually qualified to hold the job that he was given at taxpayer expense.
So residents have been asking lawmakers to step in, look at this for years. I've seen the letters.
Yes.
It's been going on. They've tried why is no one paying attention to what is happening in Dalton?
Well, let me say this. Yes, the residents of Dalton, as well as the elected officials there, have been asking for help at every level of government, state level, county level, and frankly, the U.S. Attorney's Office, the state's Attorney's Office, and most have not responded or turned a deaf ear to what's going on in Dalton, which is unfortunate because a lot of this stuff that we've uncovered could have been uncovered years ago had there been a consistent look at what was happening there. It didn't have to get this far for so many years, but those are questions that those other elected officials, I think, are going to have to answer. But what I will also say is what's happening in Dalton is not unique, unfortunately. There is issues across the Southland. And I know that because over the course of our work in Dalton, I've heard from elected officials in other Southland municipalities, other stakeholders down there who have told a tale of lack of transparency around finances, excessive spending, travel, and so forth that's happening in municipality after municipality. And they too are being shut out from getting access to information that they're entitled to as elected officials, and the public is being shut out through FOIA and otherwise. This is not a problem that is unique to Dalton, sadly. So I think hopefully this is a wake-up call for those other municipal leaders that eventually the pendulum is going to swing in your direction and that they really need to clean up their act. But it's going to take people standing up and demanding more, certainly going to the polls and voting, but also consistently being their own watchdog of what's happening in their towns or village and making sure that there's a light that's shined on the activities of these governments so that people don't enrich themselves or squander precious taxpayer dollars that aren't done and used in the benefit of residents in those municipalities.
with that in mind, in the other communities that this may be happening in, would you continue, or would you do an investigation like this in another Southland community?
Well, I'm in discussions with some other those communities, and we'll see how things transpire. Certainly, I've had a lot of conversations and offered support and advice. We'll see whether or not I get involved again in another place. But I just think that there's a better way to do business. And look, I would also just say, as a Black woman raised at a time when Black people having any positions of power were such a rarity, my parents taught me, you got to represent not only just your family, but your community. And to see elected officials who are the same race as the people in their towns doing this to them, it hurts my heart. I mean, it really does. That was frankly a big motivating factor for me to get involved in Dalton. We can and do better. We have plenty of great examples across the country of Black leadership that is excellent and doing things the right way. But it's harmful to everything that we stand for when we see this kind of conduct happening, as happened in Dalton and now Thornton Township.
Here's the thing. I want to educate you. Stephanie Wiedemann is a 20-year employee, and ain't none of her business ventures ever failed. On top of that, she serves as a chief of staff, and she didn't fuck her way to the top. She's efficient in budgets and don't hide her deeds. She's efficient in organization. She served as a temporary interim executive director for the Dalton Park District until she stepped aside to help her daughter become something you'll never be, which is a married woman. And her daughter moved away to Texas, and when her daughter moved away to Texas, she went to help her daughter, but I done heard about 4 or 5 people tell me how they had to take care of yours. And so now you've been a half-assed mayor. But if you wanted to get up here and earn some respect, then you should have been able to respond to Lori Light, your Black ass, for Stephanie to be the new member of Amish. So all those in favor say, all those against it, say nay. All those in favor say aye. You gone, bitch.
Hey, and it wasn't that easy neither. He threw hella shots, but we gonna listen to what the fuck he got to say too. And yeah, you would assume race would have nothing to do with it, right? But this is what people always go to as soon as like the heat comes on them. So this is something even Mayor Henyard consistently goes to. Oh, y'all wanna get on a Black woman. Y'all want to get on a Black woman. This is because I'm a Black woman. It's like, oh, you can't you can't use race every time you want to get out of some shit and then throw it in. Or I'm sorry, and then omit it later on. A lot of people say that's one of the reasons why she got elected anyway. She's the first Black woman to hold the positions. That's what they said. So, like I say, when you use them shits to get elected, motherfuckers is gonna use that shit against you when you end up getting your file opened up and exposed. It's fucked up, man, but that's the game. Yeah, he was being a little extra. That's what I'm saying. This is the viral moment motherfuckers is trying to get, and he got it. Look. Look at that shit. Damn. Look at this shit, man. TV and shit. What the fuck is the purpose in climbing up on the table? You know goddamn well a television is there. And this is this motherfucker, man. Just up there with a table. Like this motherfucker's gonna jump off the table on some Macho Man Randy Savage elbow drop shit. Like, the fuck out of here, man. This is embarrassing. Oh shit. I just noticed old boy just snuffed old boy right there. God damn, that was pretty fucked up. Bam! He laid old boy the fuck out, man. Hey, and Cuz said he ain't lose his tooth over that shit, man. I just noticed that shit, man. We're gonna check that shit out one more time, and you see old boy kind of come out of nowhere and just snuff his ass. Bomb. Like, yo, there ain't nothing you can do about that shit. Bomb. That's it. They was like, fuck that, bro. That cop just saved his ass. Be real with y'all on that. That cop saved his ass, man. They was gonna fuck him up. Look at this shit.
I've asked you all to come on here as witnesses with me this morning. Again, my tooth popped out. It was not at the fight. I'm not letting them get that credit. I'm gonna keep.
Fuck out of here, bro. We just saw you get snuffed. Hey, snuffed while you was on your knees. And then they was about to fuck you up some more, man. The cops had to pull your ass up out of there to save your life, homeboy. They was gonna fuck you up. You know what I'm saying, man? Everybody ain't built for the moment. He had all that damn mouth. But hey, that First Amendment shit is a motherfucker, ain't it? Yeah, you was free to say that shit. And no, them people shouldn't just be knocking you the fuck out because you said it. But hey, they say laws were made to be broken.
Keep on saying it. I hate that I just did an interview with the news and they finna see that too. So people gonna definitely swear my tooth was knocked out of my mouth. But I got video footage of it wasn't. I am so hell-bent on this, the narrative never being misconstrued. But there is.
Look at this shit. That's the first thing he opened up his interview saying. I'm going to rewind that shit because it's only 23 seconds. That motherfucker talking about he ain't lose his tooth in the fight. I'm going to bring this shit up one more time. As a matter of fact, let's bring it up one more time. Because, hey. That's it. Hey, already snuffed. Already snuffed. All right, so the mayor is getting her shots in on this nigga, right? After he popped all that shit. What's up, Flo? All right, so keep in mind, he done already been knocked the fuck down already. Mayor Henyard was over there kicking him and shit. All right? Then, old boy's standing up on the counter. And then, BAM! BAM! On the ground, pushed again. They're on that motherfucker. Hey, it's about 5 niggas walking up on his ass right now. Alright? Look at this shit. And here go the Kai. Let's just get him out of here before they fuck him up. They done already got their shit off on him. Like real shit. All that mouth, man. Shit can happen real quick. So y'all heard this.
And so now you've been a half-ass mayor. But if you wanted to get up here and earn some respect, then you should have been able to respond to Lori Light, your black ass, for Stephanie to be the new member of Harmony. So all those in favor say, all those against it, say nay. All those in favor say You gone, bitch.
Man. Now we saw that. Alright? we saw that. Old boy got snuffed. Snuffed, carried up out of there by the police. That's it. Get him out of here. They talking about, yo, they kicking you while you down. They kicking him while he down. Man, they was fucking him up.
Y'all women go out. That ain't right. You kicked the man while he was on the ground. What kind of guy he is? What kind of goon he is? So kick the man while he on the ground.
That's it, man. That's what happened. All right?
I've asked you all to come on here as witnesses with me this morning again. My tooth popped out. It was not at the fight. I'm not letting them get that credit. I'm gonna keep on saying it. I hate that I just did an interview with the news, and they finna see that tooth. So people gonna definitely swear my tooth was knocked out of my mouth. But I got video footage of it wasn't. I am so hell bent.
Fuck out of here, bro. You had a tooth in your motherfucking mouth before they snuffed you and was kicking you and shit while you was on the ground. Now your tooth ain't in your mouth no more, motherfucker. You got your tooth knocked out. That's it. It's all good, bro. They jumped you. It's all good. You was popping shit. You got jumped. So
On the narrative never being misconstrued. But there is some people in the public comment, a lot of support, a lot of overwhelming support. A lot of people understand and get it. And it's okay. I don't need to be. One of the things that happened for me in this fight, this was the final fight.
yeah, I'm not surprised going fishing. People sick of that shit, man. You know? People sick of that shit. Old boy was popping hella shit. He was pop, but I mean, he's allowed to do that though. So this the tactics that she was using that they accused her of using when she came in dressed like Nino Brown. They said that she used Gestapo tactics and shit to kind of shake down small businesses. I don't know, shooting up people's cribs and shit, shaking people down for permits, money, tax money and shit. Like, I'm not surprised. And right now the walls are closing in, so it's like, how do you not resign right here? Like, this is just bad. Now, it was entertaining, Ebony, but it was just like, that shit didn't even deserve a round of applause. Like, bro, none of that shit that you saying means a goddamn thing when it comes to what the hell we trying to do. We trying to get her out of here first and foremost, and then trying to repair what the fuck is broken. Like, you over here trying to get a gotcha social media moment. Oh, I did an interview with the news. Of course the fuck you did. And an interview with the police, and I'm sure you doing all types of interviews and trying to build up your following. Cool, but what about the people in the city?
That literally got me over the hump. That I'm just okay with who don't like me. I'm okay with who don't like me. I'm okay with who don't support me. I'm okay with who don't believe with me. And I'm also okay with the ignorance that I hear, because I get it. People don't do what I do. And that's why I thank God, because I'm a rare commodity. And now I feel like a gift. And the reason why I feel like a gift, because I'm reading these comments in there, and people are telling me these comments, and I'm hearing people say, he doesn't even live there. Why does he care?
Motherfucker don't even live there. He don't even live there. I don't even know where he lives. This motherfucker just came from out of town, grabbed the fucking microphone, and took a shot at this viral moment. And just like a bunch of other motherfuckers on YouTube, decided to get punched in the face multiple times for some views. Funny how that happens. See if I got the graphic. There you go. All for some fucking views.
But if you look at the responsive reactions of people who are talking about what I did, they saying, shouldn't no man call a woman a blip, blip, blip? And the thing about it is so powerful is because we're going to say whatever we want to say that will speak to our now. And the fact that the people they're not getting it, you all should be saying, look at the people who are there, who are standing up. And then be honest about the narrative. I was called because being tactful and civil and people not showing up for 3 years resulted in me being here.
Really? I think you're an ambulance chaser. I think you were just looking for an opportunity to get you a viral fucking moment. Because if you were really about that action, you wouldn't have did that shit on a microphone. You would actually talk to the people. Found out exactly who the fuck was next up in line. Tried to help to endorse a new candidate. Get more citizens to the meeting. Be on the ground doing the real work. But just making sure that you grab a microphone for a town meeting, for a town you don't even fucking reside in, knowing damn well this shit is being live streamed and this shit done turned into a damn media circus. You know? It's pathetic. It's like you said, not how he thought though. He's cool with it. You heard what he said. He cool with it. I don't give a fuck. Punched in the face, lost a tooth. Well,
So I'm honored now at the negative comments because those are fools or ignorant people or uninformed people who would never ever stand up for something else or somebody that they believe in. I am so humbled.
I'll show you humbled.
And so now you've been a half-ass mayor. But if you wanted to get up here and earn some respect, then you should have been able to respond to Lori Light, your black ass, for Stephanie to be the new member of Homage. So all those in favor say, all those against it say nay. All those in favor say aye. You gone, bitch.
That's extremely humble, ain't it? For real. That's what I'm saying. That's him getting tossed all about in the head, knocked the fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers breaking shit. What up, red lipstick? Breaking shit all in there. Nigga feel good about that shit. Yeah, man. I spoke up for the people. Like, nah, man. You just incited a fucking riot in the city you don't even fucking live in, man. For a social media gotcha moment. Real shit talking about you humbled. You know?
To realize I go hard for complete strangers. Don't be shocked by the Lansing Journal. Melanie has never been really particularly kind to me. If you go and do the research, you will find that she has endeared herself to people like Burgundy Blue and Critical Smoker, and she has created her biased opinion based on the rumors. And I don't look at her as a credible.
Hey, this ain't nothing but hey, this meeting was in its entirety. This is an hour and a half long video. I just clipped the last 5 minutes of it. Unedited. I look like speaking up for the damn people. You know?
Journalists anymore. And for her, associate journalist, to say out of her mouth that I didn't speak with any intelligence, Lansing Journal will have a visit from Jedediah Brown. But I'm here at the South Holland Police Department. As a matter of fact, let me take this to YouTube. What I was just talking to the people about over on Facebook who are here now with y'all is that I have become honored now. I used to feel a way about people misunderstanding me, but I'm so honored about all the people who are out there confused about the facts. The people who are saying he doesn't even live there. Why does he care? And the real conversation is, why aren't there enough people who live here who aren't there? And beyond that, to realize, for me,
you only hear about it because of the people that live there. They've complained. Okay? They got televised board meetings. They done hired Lori Lightfoot. They're going about shit the right way. They're showing up to their town meetings. You random motherfuckers that decide that you want to go in and interfere in shit that doesn't even concern you seem to only make shit worse.
That ain't right. Y'all women go out. That ain't right. You kicked the man while he was on the ground.
And now, even though I said that shit was embarrassing, because it is still embarrassing. It's embarrassing. I don't condone it in any way, shape, or form. But at the same time, I understand why this motherfucker got his ass beat.
To realize how hard I go for complete
What's up,
strangers
Glow Glow?
has really allowed me to have another sense of pride, because I have literally sacrificed myself for other individuals.
You sacrificed your tooth. You sacrificed your fucking tooth.
And I am a gift, and I am a gem. And I am now okay with the negativity, because they could never, ever see or say that they have historically stood up for somebody the way that I have, if they are ever making a comment like that against me. Now, I've had a little friction here, South Carolina Police Department. Like I just said, I think we've
Hey,
gotten through that.
and now this motherfucker over here done went over to they shit, done called the mayor a bitch at the town meeting and shit. You know what I'm saying? Read the damn file. Then got his ass knocked the fuck out and shit. Started a fucking riot, and now this nigga's at the fucking police department crying and shit. Yo, you can't make this shit up. Like for real, y'all just saw that, man. We gonna run this shit back one more time because it is hilarious. Just when you look at his just what the fuck is going on here.
To Lori, like your black ass, for Stephanie to be the new member of Harmony. So all those in favor say, all those against it say nay, all those in favor say you gone, bitch.
Yo, that's what he doing, bro. You feel me though? I mean, like, bro, you don't even stay there. You gonna call the mayor a bitch, right? Right at the town meeting and shit. And that's what I'm saying. So they making it seem like the motherfuckers just rushed his ass. Keep in mind, the mayor right over there, you just called her a bitch, whatever. Ain't nothing but dudes whooping your ass, man. I see the mayor and a bunch of dudes. I don't like the chick no more than anybody, but hey, man, what the fuck, man? Them people are like, yo, if anybody gonna check this bitch, it's gonna be us. It ain't gonna, who the fuck are you? Type shit. See? That's what I'm saying, man. Seeing that clapping through. Look at this shit. The women was kicking him and the dudes was just snuffing his ass. Bro, I can see why that went down. I wouldn't condone it, but I can see exactly why it went down.
That ain't right. Y'all women go out. That ain't right. You kicked the man while he was on the ground. What kind of guy he is? What kind of goon he is? You kicked the man while he on the ground. Y'all go out. Everybody go out. We need to go out.
And incited a fucking riot and shit.
That moment. And
now
I'm
this
now
nigga's
I've
at
had
the fucking
historically stood
police
up for
department.
somebody the way that I have, if they are ever making a comment like that against me. Now, I've had a little friction here, South Carolina Police Department.
See where this nigga's at? The damn police department. Off rip. Welcome to the lovely world of social fucking media. Now this motherfucker's a victim.
Like I just said, I think we've gotten through that moment.
Mhm.
And I'm now waiting to see who is coming. I do also believe that a criminal complaint was made, so I'm also aware of that too. And I'm waiting on a supervisor so I can see how this is gonna go. So JB, okay, I forget. Seriously, I forgot everything I said over there. Okay, I need y'all to
For
understand
real.
this. Everybody who making all these comments, Tiffany Hinyard was sitting there disrespectful to everybody in that room for about 2 whole hours. You all have people looking at a soundbite on the news.
Hey, I watched the whole thing. She wasn't no more disrespectful than she usually is, and she's the damn mayor. They elected her. So they're gonna go about whatever steps they want to go about to get rid of her. That's on them. That's the village of Dalton. That's Thornton Township. Why the fuck would that have anything to do with Jedediah Brown? Nothing. All right.
Of my comments and then a fight, but it doesn't speak to what I was responding to. And I also want to put this on the record. They actually historically call me a bitch first. We basically greet each other with that word now. And each one of them have called me a bitch. Tiffany has called me a bitch. Krigley has called me a bitch. Kamal has called me a bitch. But now y'all want to be so
Yeah, they ain't in your city though. You in theirs. That's why they whooped your ass.
up in arms because of a soundbite. You haven't been in the fight long enough to know. Obviously, I met them at the level of force that they have given. But beyond that, she even insulted a whole woman for no reason in her education. And on top of that, like I said before, y'all don't know what I know. How
Man, old boy came and laid him out, dog. You know I saw the mayor on her feet having to be held back and that motherfucker falling back. I know that. I saw that. And he know it too. That's why he in the police station crying and shit. He know.
how abusive, predatory, corrupt, so many things that this administration has been. And
So now you leading the charge against corrupt politicians? You want to lead the charge against corrupt politicians? Because there's a lot of cities that can use a motherfucker like you, but I'm pretty sure your ass ain't gonna go to none of theirs. You just gonna go to the one that's gonna give you the most social media fucking clout at the moment.
I waited. I waited till I was struck, and then I responded. Somebody struck me somebody struck me from my six. It is now in my understanding that the person who hit me in the back factually is supposed to be a
Man, they was hitting you from so many fucking angles, bro. You don't even know where you was getting hit from 6, 9, 3, 5, 12. motherfucking 10-15. They was busting you in your shit, man. What up,
Jerry
Shayna?
Jones. Yeah. That is what we understand right now, is that the person who first initiated the hit against me is possibly a relative of the resigned trustee, Jerry Jones.
And they was like, fuck it.
That ain't right. Y'all women go out. That ain't right.
He would never. He wouldn't even dare. He gonna go to a small ass town like the village of Dalton and stir up some shit. He wouldn't bother coming to NYC. There's plenty of shit you can bitch about. Plenty of corruption out there. Pull that shit in Baltimore. San Francisco. They could have used you in Detroit. New Orleans. Yeah. But he would never. He gonna go to that small ass city where damn a percentage of the police force have been fired because they were on Tiffany Henyard's payroll for private duty. So you got like one cop handling that entire venue.
Yeah. We also know for a fact, and we already knew, that this was a pre-planned attack. Here's the circumstantial evidence. You have never seen Tiffany care about if we gonna have to sit somewhere during executive session. Have you ever seen that before? Tiffany was hoping to do to do public comment before executive session because they was trying to find an inroad to disrupt the meeting because she didn't want the vote to lay off her boyfriend to go through. We were already aware of that. But what I want you all to
Really?
To be the new member of Parliament. So all those in favor say, all those against it say nay, all those in favor say aye. You go, bitch.
That was pre-planned? That was pre-planned because that's you, homeboy. That shit ain't look pre-planned. That shit look like that shit just popped off. Oh.
understand is that even though it may be hard to swallow or hear a man call a woman a bitch, I need you to get this. Kamal Woods is also the man that made the indirect threat against my mother. Hello, I'm on this live stream, by the way. How you doing?
Hi, what's going on, dude?
How are you guys?
I'm well. How are you?
Well, depending on the angle.
This nigga about to, yeah, depending on the fucking angle, because they hit you from a bunch of them, but now this motherfucker talking to the police on live stream. So let's hear what he's got to say to the cops.
But
Yeah, saw you on the news last night, huh?
yeah, I think we'll be unfortunately on there for like another 24 hours. So I came here because in the interest of facts and justice, I'm just a little unhappy. I'm trying to figure out which angle to go with this. But number one, I tried to make a report. I was kind of met with contention.
Yeah. Look at this shit. This motherfucker hey, you tried to make a report. These people really ain't trying to hear your shit. You done incited a riot. And now you want to come and cry victim. And they really ain't trying to hear your shit right now. They prefer that you just get the fuck out of town.
And I was hoping that a thorough investigation would be done. But when I went and looked at the tape, the bias of the officers was so disheartening because I didn't even realize that I had, due to my adrenaline, I had gotten struck by a microphone by the super mayor who came from.
Yeah, hey, super mayor, bust that nigga in his shit with a microphone. Right? Bust him dead in his shit. You know? He on him. Hey, he on him, dog. Like, I got you, bitch.
Go out.
For real. Got you, bitch. So yeah, you was struck by all types of shit.
From her place of comfort all the way to me. Her other staff members, one of them was kicking me in my head and face.
I was gonna ask if you got kicked because I saw the dude.
He don't know if he got kicked, punched, pushed, shoved, all of the above. You don't know.
Throwing kicks. I wasn't sure who he was throwing kicks at because I don't know who's on what side.
Yeah, and then also he picked up a red chair intending to hit me. So all
Yo, this is embarrassing. But yo,
of the threshold levels for aggravated assault were there, but the officers wouldn't even hear nobody. And I went to jail with the potential charge of aggravated assault because I was supposedly walking towards Andrew Holmes, who was summoning me, but that was aggravated assault. But me being hit once the mic was there, that was a weapon, and that should have been investigated. But the officers was completely.
You were actually struck.
Yes, several
It's not
times.
assault. It's battery.
It's battery.
Right?
Yeah, you're right.
So, I know that the officers that responded to the actual disturbance at the township last night, they're generating a report. It's just not done yet. I know you came in here to file, I'm assuming, a battery report.
I thought. Wait. So in Illinois, I'm so sorry to disturb. In Illinois, assault is it's weird here.
you don't even know where the fuck you at. You don't know what the hell the laws are. You just over here starting shit, trying to sing to the cops. All time, man, bro, get the fuck out of these people town.
Yeah, it's verbal.
More verbal. I'm a retired officer. Battery is when they actually physically touch you.
Assault is the fear of receiving a battery.
Okay.
My issue last night was that they actually told him, we will not be investigating it.
Because it's just a battery.
They should have kept that to themselves and just taken the report.
Yeah, I obviously was not looking.
Right.
Aren't
you the lieutenant we met a while back? Doty gave him a card when we.
I did hear before.
So I.
Okay. But that's what say. Even them saying that it's just a simple battery report, which I actually know that to be factual, right? If it's just a battery report, it ain't gonna go nowhere. But
if you're alleging a crime was committed, then absolutely we have to investigate it. You know what I mean? And there's enough video that we'll have to take the initial report, which the officer didn't do yet, but he has to do it. And then from there, it'll go to our investigations, and they're going to be the ones to.
Well, they gave him a police report number last night.
Okay, but was it? See, so it was when he came in, but I don't know if they're going to use that report number or the initial from when they got the initial call to go to the
some others at the township. So we gave information, and we have tapes.
Yeah.
And that's all we want. We want justice.
So there will be a formal report completed, and then they're gonna have to look into the batteries or battery So it will be investigated. But once that officer, it's Officer
Fuck
Garcia.
that, bro. That's mutual combat. You walked up on them people. They said you said some shit. They said some shit. You walked up on them. They walked up on you. You got snuffed. You know, they didn't know which one you was going at. You was kind of going at everybody. So they all chose to defend themselves. Open, shut, nothing goes anywhere.
Yeah, I can find that report number 2, and then we'll go from there.
Okay. Well, I like when officers know how to talk. Like, it's just so crazy. Like, I will wait for that, but I just
Yeah, you would know that because you probably talk to a whole lot of fucking officers because you get into a lot of shit and you likely cry victim a whole lot.
I hope that you guys can review it, because I mean the other thing that I know for sure.
Yes, ma'am. Yes. And this is old boy singing to the cops after he incited a riot. Check this out, LA Project, because we got to keep showing it. Why not?
She served as a temporary interim executive director for the Dalton Park District until she stepped aside to help her daughter become something you'll never be, which is a married woman. And her daughter moved away to Texas, and when her daughter moved away to Texas, she went to help her daughter, but I done heard about 4 or 5 people tell me how they had to take care of yours. And so now you've been a half-ass mayor. But if you wanted to get up here and earn some respect, then you should have been able to respond to Lori Light's your black ass for Stephanie to be the new member of Homage. So all those in favor say, all those against it say nay, all those in favor say aye. You gone, bitch.
What's up, Gas Man? Now notice he called her a bitch. Some people said some shit from the back. Hey, and all hell breaks loose in 5, 4. Alright. That's the super mayor running up on him. She on that ass. Niggas is on his ass. Dude's about to get up on the counter, fuck up the TV. And that's him. They just got snuffed. Bam! Bam! Right? So that's all I'm saying, man. You coming into these people's city, you know what I'm saying? They board meeting, you grabbing a microphone, you calling the mayor a bitch. I get it. They got shit going on. But yeah, they whooped his ass. So now the next day, he's at the police station giving a motherfucking statement, right? Because they talking about, look, man, we ain't investigating this shit. And he don't like that. He believes he is a victim.
Report number 2, and then we'll go from there.
Okay. Well, I like when officers know how to talk. Like, it's just so crazy. Like, I will wait for that, but I hope that you guys can review it, because I mean the other thing that I know for sure is that officers are supposed to be impartial. They're not supposed to display all that emotion and like they have a bias.
And he don't even live there. This motherfucker don't even live there. He just there. Just there.
I'm not sure.
You weren't here.
You should look at the video. It's very interesting.
This was an officer's.
Here.
Okay.
It was Garcia and Emil Black.
Okay.
And the black officer took him at least 10 minutes to come from back here to find out
Right.
what was up. And he was very, I talked to Garcia on the side.
He has a good reputation with officers, surrounding suburban officers, but he doesn't have a good reputation with me, because he's also one of the people who tipped off Tiffany Hinyard and Andrew Holmes when Fania came in here to do that report, which is why I had no confidence in it.
Like, the fuck, man, this motherfucker's annoying. You feel me? Glow, I'm like, yo, this motherfucker right here. Like,
That's
Man.
how they got up here, because he was one of them officers.
Okay, I don't know.
I'm Jedediah Brown. I know who people are. So
But if you,
Yeah.
his bias is I can lay out his bias and I can prove it. And the way he handled me yesterday was indicative of who he is. And I just want somebody to have a conversation with him, but I want my report so I can take it to the proper place.
If you wanted to speak to his supervisor, it's afternoon shift, so 3 to 11.
3 to 11. Okay.
Yeah. I'll get that report for them.
Thank you, big bro. And there you go. So I was holding that part because I wasn't saying all of that. He is the one that tipped off Andrew Holmes, and like that's what I was saying. How the hell are you going to? That's not what you do as an officer.
What's up,
You
Nicer?
don't. When somebody makes a report, the chain of custody is you send it directly to the agency that is going. Yeah, but they called Tiffany Henyard to tell her that Fannia was in here making that report and gave him a heads up. That's how Andrew Holmes and Tiffany ended up at this damn station. And that's when the confusion was that the FBI was involved, because Tiffany's fake agents, the same ones that she tried to make Miles give over the tape to, they came up here talking about FBI. So that's why we thought they was FBI, but they were plants of hers.
Yeah, fuck up out of here, man.
We said they
Like-
might have been. I remember you all.
Yes, and that's why the Lancet Journal never took down that article, because they thought they was talking to legitimate FBI, but they're half-witted reporting.
That's the guy I was asking.
I know. They got the right ones, bruh. They got the right ones. So and that's what I'm saying. So yesterday, everybody was jumping down my throat because they like, why you acting like this? Because I know who I'm talking to. And you can see it all in his body language.
I didn't even know who he was, and I saw it.
And it be blowing my mind. It's be like people say,
You playing with on the people.
yeah, and people be looking at me like I'm aggressive and I'm ignorant, but I be known. And so help her daughter, but I done heard about 4 or 5 people tell me how they had to take care of yours. And so now you've been a half-ass mayor. But if you wanted to get up here and earn some respect, then you should have been able to respond to Lori Light, your black ass, for Stephanie to be the new member of Homage. So all those in favor say, all those against it, say nay. All those in favor say aye. You gone, bitch. My mind is be like people say,
You playing with on the people.
yeah, and people be looking at me like I'm aggressive and I'm ignorant, but I be knowing. I just can't say it all the time.
You off and on.
No, I left the lab on the whole time because
I mean, I'm over here talking.
yeah, you on camera. You got a hot mic like a motherfucker, man.
You on camera.
No, you're not on camera. You're not on camera.
Okay.
Smart. He's a good guy.
Yeah.
So that is the report number for when we responded to the Thornton Township for the disturbance.
Perfect.
So the officer has to write a report. And if you wanted to reach out to Officer Garcia about any questions for that.
How long before we can get a copy? Is that 7 to 10 days?
And
Yeah, that'd be from my
Of course, you know, I'm sure you file a lot of police reports, motherfucker. Like, yo, just showing up to other people's towns and shit, just showing up to random ass towns when he hears some shit online, starting some shit, and hey, get a police report.
I can prove it. And the way he handled me yesterday was indicative of who he is. And I just want somebody to have a conversation with him. That's why we thought they was FBI, but they were playing. Yeah, and people be looking at me like I'm aggressive and I'm ignorant, but I be knowing. I just can't say it all the time.
You off and on.
No, I left the lab on the whole time because
I mean, And I'm over here talking.
Yeah, you on camera. You got a hot mic like a motherfucker, man.
You on camera.
No, you're not on camera. You're not on camera.
All right.
Smart. He's a good guy.
So that is the report number for when we responded to the Thornton Township for the disturbance.
Perfect.
So the officer has to write a report. And if you want to reach out to Officer Garcia about any questions for that.
How long before we can get a copy? Is that 7 to 10 days?
10 day.
Yeah, that's from when it actually gets messaged.
Okay, we'll try. I'll come and get it. A little closer, so.
And I just got one last question. Is there any, and I think I came here about this before.
You give me another one of those cards.
With the stuff that we paying attention to in the background, there is no way that you all can have a presence at the next meeting.
I mean, they have their own security, so we can only do so much with the manpower that we have. I can't predict what else is going on in town.
Yep. Yep. Just like Nicer just said, when standing on business goes all the way the fuck wrong, I ain't surprised. That's just kind of how shit goes. But on that note, man, I'm gonna get all the way the fuck up out of here. This shit in Thornton Township, the village of Dalton, is a big shit show. That's really what it is. It's just a total damn shit show, and now you got ambulance chasers and all types of other crazy ass folks just trying to get a click and a view. You know? Trying to get a click, a view, and some of them even trying to get a police report to go along with it. It's a damn shame. On that note, man, I want to thank everybody that came through. Definitely a pleasure. I'll be back a little bit later on tonight for body camera breakdowns and reactions. Myself, just my 5 cents. Hey, we got a lot of shit coming up, so y'all make sure y'all don't miss it. Also, Friday night roast off tomorrow, birthday bash for the weekend. Y'all have a wonderful day. Peace.